Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, this is Tammy at our Prairie Farmhouse. These warmer days that we've been having has just really given me spring fever. As we get ready to pick back up where we left off last fall with our yard, I realized that I haven't really done a video explaining everything that we've done since building the house. So I thought I would do that today and just share it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yes, there is some ugly to this, but lots of pretty too, so stick around and I will share it all. Of course, there's lots of dirt work involved when building a house. So after the house was finished, we were left with lots of dirt. But one thing that we weren't counting on was what was going to pop up in that dirt. Anywhere the ground had been disturbed, we began to get stickers popping up. And there is, yes, a technical name for these things. They're referred to as goat heads, sand burrs, and there is a more scientific name for them, but I can't think what that is right now. I've looked it up, of course, because I've been having to do a lot of research on the internet and every video I can find on these things, trying to figure out how to get rid of them. But let's start from the beginning and talk about some of the good things that we've done and experienced during our DIY yard installation and driveway installation. My husband Chris did a great job grading our yard, and then we measured out a circle for our circle drive by finding how far we wanted it out away from our house, and then finding the center of the circle, and then we used a stake and a string and made a huge circle. I believe it was, I can't remember now, I'll have to go back and look. I think it's about 45 feet in diameter, and we used the flags like you can get at Home Depot or any kind of store like that, and we put the flags out as we went around the circle, and then we also put the flags down where we wanted our driveway to go and where we wanted it to come out. And then we had some caliche hauled in, and the truck driver did a great job doing his best to keep the caliche right in the middle of the circle where our drive was going to be and right out the road where we had it marked. So I was thankful for that. The path that you can see over to the right is actually just where people chose to start kind of driving in to work on the house, and so that's not actually where we're going to put the driveway. And hopefully over some time we'll get some rain and we'll get something growing back up there where those tracks are at. Then Chris came back in and smoothed out the caliche within the perimeter of the flags, making a circle drive, and then went ahead and smoothed out the caliche rock that was dumped up the driveway path. It still needs a little cleanup around the outer edge and a little bit more smoothing out down the driveway, but all in all, it turned out great. I love it, and I had to go up to the upstairs window and look out and just see how it looked from up there, and it was just perfectly in the center of our center window. So I was happy about that. We bought some sod from a local sod farm, and installed that right in the front between the house and our new circle drive. And although I didn't get any video of us actually installing it, we are still going to have plenty of more of that to do. So I will definitely share a little more in detail about how we put down the sod in a later video. We also plan to install a yard fence after we get all the sod down. My little dog Sylvie is really enjoying having some grass again. We haven't installed our irrigation system yet, but my husband put some pipe and sprinkler heads out to keep our grass watered until we get to that. I wasted no time getting some pretty flowers out and trying to spruce the yard up a little bit. Found these really pretty flower pot urns at Home Depot, and so I bought a large one to go out in the center of our circle driveway, and then I bought two to go, one on each side of the porch. I filled them with a rusty orange colored lantana and a purple accent flower and a white accent flower, since we were getting close to fall and I thought those colors just would look really good for the fall. I'm excited to buy some new porch furniture this spring, but for now I just borrowed one of the rockers from the little house porch and have just been enjoying sitting out and watching all the hummingbird moths and butterflies and everything else that has been stopping by. I'm so pleased with how everything's turning out and just love the view from the window. I wanted to add just a little bit more to the look of the center part of the driveway, so I took my hoe and dug a trench around the urn and planted some more flowers. This caliche hardens up quick, especially after it's been wet, and so this job turned out to be a pretty good little workout. I dug down until you could kind of see the dirt coming through, and then I just added some potting soil and put my flowers in there. I love lantana because I've found that it grows so well out here, and if I haven't mentioned yet, I do not have a good green thumb, and so whatever I find that really works for me, I tend to kind of plant a lot of it. I actually bought this red rose bush at Home Depot right after we got the little house built, and I planted it here at the corner of the house, thinking that it probably wouldn't live because that's how my luck usually goes. And this thing has just gone crazy wild. I'm going to be pruning it back here before long, and I also want to try propagating it this year and seeing if I can grow it in some other places in the yard. Here's another area that I worked on last fall, putting down some stepping stones, and I laid a little patch of sod, and I also planted some boxwoods, and I'm not sure what that other little bush was called, I can't remember. All in all, things were coming together though, and I was feeling pretty good about it. Watering the grass, even though it looks like it's gonna rain. Maybe since we're watering that will make the rain go ahead and come this way. Seems like that's how it works. Here's a honeysuckle that I planted at the corner of the chicken pen, and also some petunias that I put in an old wheelbarrow. I planted a blackberry bush out by our back fence, but it did not survive, and there's a story with that. I didn't tell my husband that I planted it, and he mowed it down with the brush hog. I also planted some shrubbery at the end of the house. My vegetable garden did surprisingly well. I was able to get a lot of squash and cucumbers and peppers, but I planted some tomatoes and they just never made tomatoes. The plants grew and got big, but I missed out on the tomatoes, so I will try again this year. As fall came on, the grass began to turn brown, and then we got our first freeze, and the flowers in my flower pots died, and then before we knew it, we were into winter. You girls doing? What you girls doing? Now back to the stickers. Those things have been just trying to take everything over. The only place that we don't technically have them is in the new sod, but that is just a matter of time. If we do not do anything about them, they will be popping up out there too, because those things just spread like wildfire. We have been just willing to try about anything to get rid of these things, and so we bought two different kinds of sticker picker-uppers. This particular one actually picks them up on a screen that rolls around and then knocks them off into a pan. I used it to pick up any that had blown into the new sod, and it did pick up a few, but now let's go around to the back where our lateral lines are, and you will really see this thing work. It's picked up a lot of the grass or the dried out weed with it right here, and so the little pan's getting full and I'm kind of losing a lot of the stickers I'm picking up, so I'll go dump it and go again. I'm just going to put these in a trash bag, and as you can see here, I've already filled it up pretty good, and then I'll just dispose of them that way. But no matter what you do when you gather these things up, you want to dispose of them, not by throwing them where they can get into the wind, but definitely get rid of them, whether you burn them or have them hauled away. Just, you do not want one of these little things to escape. This is the second sticker picker-upper. That sounds kind of funny to say, but that's just what I call them. But the actual name of it is the sticker picker. But this is the second one that we have, and to me, I want to kind of call it like a Velcro, or not Velcro, but kind of like a lint roller. It has fabric on it, and then you roll it on the ground, and then you can peel these off when they get covered in stickers. The other one that picks them up as you go and knocks them off in the little pan really works good for us because we have so many. But I am going to use this one in this area. Or wood mulch that I put down, and it has the stickers trapped in it, and I'm just going to give it a test run and see how well it will grab them that we can't pick up with the other one because of that. And then I'm actually going to end up raking and shoveling all the wood chips and everything up here anyway, because with the wind, and sorry if the wind is making too much noise right now, I may have to voice over this, but we have a lot of wind, especially in the spring here, and the wood chips just did not work. They just blew completely everywhere. I had some just in this pathway, and then I put some around my plantings that I tried to grow. And as you can see, they didn't do too well this winter. I believe my boxwoods all died. The one on the end looks like it might have a little life left in it, but yeah, I think it's pretty much gone too. But I planted them kind of late. As I said before, we put the lawn in kind of late. I did some plantings kind of late as it was turning fall. And I think they just really didn't get established good enough before it got cold. Or for whatever reason, they didn't make it. So I think I may try some boxwoods again there and plant them this spring so they'll have time to get established before we go through the winter again. Oh, yep, it works good at picking up all these stragglers that's hiding in the wood chips. You know, the only drawback with this one is it is gonna get covered quickly, and you'll be having to take these little felt or fabric pieces off pretty often. But if you just had a small area or you don't mind changing these out a lot, this is definitely getting the ones that the other one couldn't get to because of the wood. Wow. We have also bought a pre-emergent that my husband is going to put down, and it's called Target 6 Plus. So hopefully this will take care of the stickers without killing the grass. So that is where we're at now with everything that we've had going on outside with the yard and garden. I'm excited to get back to planting flowers and putting down more sod and all the other things that we have planned. But for now, I'm sure we're going to have some more gray, cool days. And so I'm just going to put up my new bird feeder and watch the birds for a while. I hope you liked this video. Give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, whether it is something to do with inside the home or outside the home.